time and we're way in it.
What?
Why does it take them so long?
I don't know about that one. Like the podcast with Zach was an hour and 10 minutes, which I mean wasn't much longer than the interview I did with Keinroth, because that one was 53 minutes. I don't know if like internet was just slow or what, but I started uploading it at home, and that was taking way too long. But our home internet is way slower than our internet here. Yeah, same carrier. It's just way slower. But we have fiber here. We don't have it at home yet.
They're supposed to be putting fiber in at our place. But.
Yeah, same. The line is ran to the house, but that's as far as it's gotten. But what?
This makes me laugh. That trailer's been outside. Finally, it's gone. It looks like.
Yeah. I sent a text. I'm like, if that's not gone
Did you really?
by the end of the week, I'm gonna drag that like down the block. Yeah.
Not in front of my driveway.
Yeah. Anyways, because it was there for like 2 or 3 months, like last summer.
Right.
It was there most of last summer, and then like Logan, like our contractor, his trailer was in front of my house too, so it just was a bottleneck right in front, right there. But anyways, I don't know. So as soon as I got in yesterday morning, I just continued the upload process. By the time I left here yesterday, it was at 75%. And so I took it home, and my phone was almost dead. So I had to run some errands, and then I just plugged in the charger last night and just kept uploading it. And then I gave it a break because I needed my phone for some stuff. And then when I went to bed, I just like kept it uploading and flipped my phone upside down. And I turned the sleep off on my phone. Otherwise, if it goes to sleep, it stops the upload process. I really just need to start like importing them onto my computer. But I know I don't have the storage on my computer.
Would be like way faster to
probably
upload them to your computer and then download them to YouTube.
It's just so easy. I record it on my phone. I can edit it on my phone. I can upload it. It's just like, I don't know.
Right.
One of these days we'll create. I'm not even facing the camera. One of these days we'll maybe make this a little bit more official.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway,
I'm tired.
What episode we got here?
Oh yeah, Strength Cast episode 6, morning coffee 4, I think.
Yep.
Sounds right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Man, I'm not feeling it.
You're not feeling good today?
No, I feel fine.
You're not feeling the podcast?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Just out of it?
I'm tired.
Brain's not working?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel pretty good today.
Working on the house kind of late and stuff, and it was just actually I got a phone call from an old friend, a good friend of mine, my buddy that's in the Navy. He just got promoted to, I'm gonna screw this up. He's an E8 now. He's a senior chief petty officer now, which is freaking awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
good for him.
Yeah. Shout out to Ethan. You're not gonna watch us probably, but too busy. So yeah.
And
him and his
said some things about him.
him and his family are doing really well. They're out in Washington, and stationed out there. They own a house out there.
He's been in the Navy for a while, right?
Literally since we graduated. Right. Like he shipped out in July. Like right after his 18th. Like
that's crazy.
Like a week or so after his 18th
only
birthday.
Got 5 years left, or
less than that. Yeah, like a little bit less than that. I think it's like 3 or so. Yeah.
Then he can fully retire with
benefits
and everything.
Yeah, I think he's gonna stay a little bit. I don't know. He's talking last night. He talked about so much stuff, but he's probably gonna stay a little bit longer. But
cool.
Yeah. So he's been all over the place trying to figure out what he wants his career to be after the Navy. But I mean, he's opened up a lot of doors. He's a torpedo man. So basically, he's the chief that's in charge of all the weapons,
nice.
For their sector or something. But yeah,
that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, so they're decommissioning their sub, so it's kind of cool. He was on a submarine. He's been on a submarine the whole time.
That's crazy.
So he was kind of talking.
Like really like.
I can do
bunker.
One story that he told me is that. On the submarines, if they have Navy SEALs on them, a lot of times the SEALs will play games where they'll hide and they'll have red markers, and then they'll just pop out and then just like draw a red line on a person's throat and then just like disappear.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's crazy, man.
I wonder how often they like come up and like that way they can get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know they go to port every once in a while, but they'll be underway for quite a while. One of the first times he called me after like on his first appointment, it was like 2 a.m. and I woke up from a phone call and he's like, "Sup, man?" And I'm like, "Nothing." He's like, "You sleeping?" I'm like, "Not anymore."
Yeah.
He's like, "I can call you back." I'm like, "No, it's all good, man. I haven't heard from you for a while. What's up?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just on shark duty right now." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, like there's some we're out in the ocean, like off of Guam." He's like, "There's some divers out there, so I'm up in the freaking bird's nest thing on top of the submarine with like a, I don't know, M60 machine gun and a like an M4 or something." He's like, "Yeah, so it's like they're out diving. If I see a shark getting close, I just pop a couple rounds in the water towards them." And it's just like, holy cow, that's crazy.
Scare them away.
He said
definitely not shooting at them.
No,
never do that.
No, not sharks. But yeah,
scare them away.
He said the water in Guam is some of the clearest water he's ever seen. Though it makes Hawaii just look like cheap and crappy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guam.
Yep.
Where even is Guam?
Like between Hawaii and Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, ish.
Oh.
I'm gonna butcher that for the geography people, but it's like somewhere out there. But
somewhere west.
Somewhere west. Unless you're in Japan, that's east.
Yeah. I know one person in Japan. That's it.
What's that?
So I know one person that's in Japan. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, a guy from Jessup. He's also in the Navy.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. No, I just tired. I'm excited to work out, but it's just like trying to get that motivation. But it's like, originally I wanted to I thought about like a topic for this podcast of like just like talking about the difference between motivation and dedication, like things that might drive us. I don't know. I'm on the mood for it now.
Yeah.
This is proof that all of us kind of struggle sometimes, guys.
Everybody,
but,
man.
No, it's one thing that people say. I hear people say a lot here is like, "Oh man, like I'm just not feeling it. I just need to get the motivation." It's just like, guys, you're not always gonna be motivated. I'm a professional bodybuilder, and I am not always motivated to work out. I haven't even started drinking my freaking pre-workout yet.
Just keep shaking it.
Really. So, you're not always gonna be motivated. Sometimes you will lose sight of your goals and the things you want to accomplish and your why and your reasoning as to why you're out in the gym. And that's where you just have to be freaking stubborn as hell and just say, not give yourself a break. Or not like, when I say not give yourself a break, like not allow yourself to be like, have that setback or that weak mindset, and just have that determination to say, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to work out regardless. And because, no one's left the gym like, man, like I really regret doing that workout.
Right.
You usually leave the gym feeling better, more motivated, more energy. And really it's just all about like, we've had these conversations before, but all about like doing the hard stuff, like forcing yourself to do something, even if you don't want to do it. It's going to make you a better person. It's going to build more character. And in the end, you're just going to grow from it. So, do you have any takeaways from that? Anything to add?
Burnout is a real thing.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I haven't had
I don't care who you are. I don't, you're not fooling me if you come in and tell me like, you're the greatest, person that come into the gym and you get everything done right and everything's on time and you're organized and you're bullshit. Like life is just, you just got to take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Mm-hmm. Especially for me, I've learned it's crazy, especially when you have a ton of different things going on.
Yeah.
And, I'm just throwing more into it, but just, you get burnt out, but you always got to find yourself back. For me, it's really easy for me to get back in here. It's been a long time since I've taken a break. I don't even remember last time that I.
Besides your vacation,
right?
That was planned,
right? If you're gone for a couple days for vacation or over the weekend or whatever, it is what it is. But I can't remember the last time I was gone out of the gym for more than a week, and you just gotta, for me, I just fell in love with it. It's something that helps me stay positive. Really forcing myself to just keep getting better and growing in the gym, and it helps a lot with you working out with me. And
Same.
it's so easy
Same.
to be more consistent, but like, I guess I've always I like to look good, because when I look good, I feel good,
Yeah.
and that really honestly just carries into the rest of my day and every single day. So, but
Dude, you made so much progress
Everybody just-
lately. There's like been a handful of people that have commented to me about like how different you look now than you
Right.
did look like 6 months ago.
well, it's just, I mean, I don't know how long we've been lifting together now.
It's been a while,
Yeah, it seems like it's been quite a while.
a few months.
And that consistency every day of having a gym partner, and somebody that motivates you as well, plays a huge role in my life, because I would come here anyway, no matter what. But the workouts on those days that you're not feeling 100%, might be 20%. When you're working out by yourself, it might be 20%. But if I'm not feeling like working out and I'm working out with my partner, like it's probably still going to be 80-85%, because him being in a good mood and being strong usually offsets me not feeling good, because then I see him getting after it and then I get after it.
Well, and also there's
pushes
something to be said about like not wanting to let that other person down.
Right. Yeah.
And
100%.
not in like you'll never let me down. I don't think you'll ever let me down. I don't know. Don't let me down. But it's just about like one of the things that's in my head is like, all right, I've got to do this. I've got to keep going, because like I don't want this person to have to like feel like they're picking up for my slack, or I don't want to bring his workout down either.
I'm not great at seeing outside perspective, because for me it's really easy to get in here. Like,
Yeah.
I love it here. I love the workouts we do. You're a great partner, and so like I look forward to coming to the gym. So I just challenge you, if you're out there and you're struggling, like find something that is gonna just make you look forward to coming in here. Whether it's these two goofy dogs that are always tearing
Drop
shit up,
it.
or
Drop it.
bring a friend
Drop-
and just get
She swallowed it.
just get happy. Find something that makes you happy to come to the gym, and find something that makes you want to come to the gym.
Yep. Having a training
There's plenty of things that make you want to come to the gym.
having a training partner definitely helps, but it's not the end all be all. Like I would say for me, it's very important, just because like owning the gym, I can get so easily distracted by other things.
Yep.
And other tasks, and like knowing that he is what are you doing?
It's restocking the fridge.
Oh yeah. So knowing that he's waiting on me really pushes me. It's like, all right, we need to get this in, get this done, so we can move on with our day. And I don't know, like talk about burnout. Like I definitely go through phases where I feel like it's just like, oh man, like I need a break. I can't do this or whatever. It's just like, but you kind of get over that hump and whatever, and just kind of keep pushing through it, because if you allow yourself to kind of succumb to those excuses, it just gives you that weaker mindset of like, oh, well, it's okay. It's okay. I don't have to do it this time. Yeah. And it just becomes easier and easier to fall in that rut of making those excuses and not doing the things you should be doing. Right. Like talking about vacations, I haven't had a vacation in 3 years. Mm-hmm. Like an actual vacation, I haven't had one in 3 years. Like Sarah and I have taken like a weekend getaway here or there, right. But it's been like 3 days, 4 days max. Yeah. The longest time away I had was when I did my pro show, and we stayed up in Minneapolis for a couple extra days. Right. But it's just like definitely in need of it, but right now it's just not the time. Like we've got too much stuff going on. We're still trying to remodel our house and got stuff planned for the gym over the summer, and yeah, it's just not the time to do it. And mm-hmm. once we get closer or get done with all those projects, then it'll be worthwhile, and then I've actually earned the vacation. So
yeah, there's something to be said about that too, because like man, the more and more I do in my life, and the more I'm like stay busy with other things that aren't, you know, I feel like you should have a good time with with your loved ones, go on vacation, make memories, because we
Yes.
really are at the end of the day only on this planet once.
Yep.
So we know, I don't know,
Yeah.
might come back and something else, but I don't know about that. But like, man, you only got so much life, so I mean, take every opportunity you can to go on those vacations and have fun. And it is hard, it really is, but like, don't feel like you need to earn it. Like, maybe
Fair enough.
don't feel like you need to earn a vacation. Like,
Yeah.
there's millions of people that go on vacation that don't earn it, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think part of it is just like there's people in business I look up to. It's just
Right.
like, and he knows this, but Brian Eddy, are like our, my attorney, our landlord, like I really look up to him as a business person. And it's almost like a joke or a challenge between us, like whose vehicle is going to be parked outside first in the morning, and then who's going to be the last one to leave. And this is like sometimes like like, is that always necessary? And is that time that was spent, is that an efficient usage of time?
Right.
And things like that. And I know sometimes I'm guilty of like either talking to people, hanging out too much, doing this or that. But I do feel like I do a decent job getting tasks and things done. But I also take my computer home every single night, and if I don't have anything going on at the house, if my wife doesn't have anything going on, I'll sit down and I'll work on my computer for a couple hours when I go home.
You just gotta make it work for you. Like,
yeah,
that's what it comes down to, is making it work for you. It's my phone vibrating.
phone's ringing.
Eric Zook is calling me right now. I'll have to call him back later. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have so many mixed feelings about it, because just when you get in the thick of it and you stop, sometimes you just need to stop and ground yourself.
Yeah.
And be like, oh well, hold on, hit the brakes a little bit. Like, is this really truly what matters? Like, if you were to die tomorrow, or like if you went through a crazy like experience where you
like a life-changing event.
And you were like on the verge of passing, what's going to be the last thing on your mind? And it's probably not going to be this.
That's actually something really fun.
It's probably going to be your wife,
your
kids, like, and so you just sometimes need to think a little bit more about that, I think. And I'm really trying hard to do that myself, because ever since I graduated high school, shortly after I started my first little small business, and many nights I've spent, away from my family, midnight after midnight, and I don't know, is it worth it? Not all the time, I don't think.
Yeah, true.
But if if you like what you're doing, then yeah, sure.
You saying that brought something up late last year, when probably a lot of you guys probably don't know this, but like when Sarah had her cancer scare.
Right.
Like honestly, one of the things that like the first thing that popped up in my head was like, it was just something so stupid, so small, but like we were supposed to get sushi on her birthday, which was just like a few days before like they found like a large mass inside of her. We were supposed to get sushi, but I accidentally scheduled a tattoo appointment on her birthday. Yeah. Horrible husband. If the artist would have said a date instead of a day of the week, I would have canceled it. I wouldn't have done it. But
you did feel terrible.
I remember
you telling me, like,
dude, I felt so bad.
I screwed up.
Yeah. Trust me, our anniversary is tomorrow. Our 4-year anniversary is tomorrow, and I did not forget. Awesome. Anyways, but so the place we were gonna get sushi at was in Cedar Rapids. My tattoo was in Waterloo, and like my wife's like, "Hey, like, yeah, I can go with you. I want to watch you cry while you get your tattoo." And I was like, "All right, whatever." She's like, "Then we can go out for supper later." And I'm like, "Yeah, if you want." Yeah. And then like it clicked like the next day. I'm like, "Oh no, like that's your birthday." And I'm like, "Well, we can still go to Cedar Rapids. We'll just drive, straight from Waterloo to Cedar Rapids to get sushi." She's like, "No, we'll go a different day." And then she ended up finding a really large mass, larger than a grapefruit inside of her.
Was it that day or?
Yeah, no, it was a few days, like 2 days later.
Okay. So like a day
So-
after her birthday or something.
Yeah. And so, happy birthday, right? But so I remember like we went and ate someplace else. It wasn't a big deal, but like we were just supposed to get sushi like that weekend. And unfortunately, she was in the hospital for a few days and whatnot. And the only thing I could think of when they like said, "Hey, like you have cancer," was like, damn, like, are we ever gonna be able to go get sushi again?
Right.
It's like you selfish motherfucker. Like, pardon my language, but like,
You love sushi.
it's just like it's just the little things in life, like you know, and just like, yeah, it was just one of those things that was like, you know, just beating myself up is like, dang, like why didn't I take more time to do this, or why didn't I take more time to do this, like, and like at that point, like no one was back, and I was in a hurry to go down the hospital, and he's like trying to catch up to me, and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry, like I can't talk right now, and he's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, no, it's not. I gotta go. I'll fill you in later. And I just walked out. And like at that point, like as far as I could have cared, like the gym could have burned down, my house could have burned down. And it's just like the only thing I cared about at that time was her and her health and her safety and stuff. But everything's good now. Like it wasn't cancer. It was just a really, really large benign tumor. She's doing good. So, but like,
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. But it definitely kind of gives you some appreciation for things. But like for me, like that stuff fades so fast.
It does, unfortunately, and I think it does for everybody. And I don't know why, but I find myself. I was just thinking about this the other day too. Like, what because sometimes I sit out. We bought a beautiful home last year on the river, and I'm sitting out back, and I'm like, wow, like this is just like this is wonderful. It's amazing back here. It's so peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
But you get used to something so fast, and then you start taking it for granted, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like. And everybody does it, I'm sure. Cause you just got to be more self-aware.
I do. I know I take some things for granted too. Like I didn't grow up very well. We didn't have much, and like the house we have is fine. It's modest. It's going to be really nice when we're done remodeling it, if we ever get done. But like it's just in time for us to sell it and just probably buy another piece of junk. But yeah, it's one of those things that like. One thing that I don't take time to do is to step back and like be like looking at everything I've done. Like, I was told by teachers that like I wasn't gonna graduate high school, and like I know this is like a BS like sob story that like everyone has, but like I was a horrible student in high school or all through school, and it's just like I think I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, but I just couldn't like.
Oh, definitely.
I never got diagnosed, and I couldn't get. I just couldn't focus in class. I couldn't focus. I couldn't remember anything, and like I didn't act out or anything. Like if a teacher was having a discussion, I'd be trying so hard to like listen and pay attention, and they would say one word and trigger something, and I would just be off in outer space in my own brain, and then like the whole class would go by and I'd be like, crap, I don't know what happened. But
I didn't do shit in high school.
Yeah, so like, but I had teachers that are like, I don't know how he's gonna make it in life. I don't know how he's gonna be successful, or he's gonna struggle and this and that. And it's just like, I don't take the time to like to really like look, chill out, stop it, hey, stop. I don't take the time to like sit back and like look at like the things I've accomplished so far. I'm always so focused on the things that I want to accomplish.
It's just that much harder when you're
chill.
When your goals are astronomically out of this world. Like and I have people tell me all the time like I meet new people a lot, and they ask who I am, what I do, how old I am, and I give them that information. They said, holy shit, like you're doing really good for your age. And I don't see it that way. Like, well, I am light years away from where I want to be, so that's all that I can physically think about. And,
Stop.
And sometimes you just need to ground yourself and be like, wow, like look at all I have accomplished in this short amount of time, and be grateful for the amount of opportunity you have out there to keep growing.
Yeah, and on the same sense for that is like people will be like, oh man, like you're young, like. You must not have had the gym very long. It's like, no, I've had the gym for 11 years.
Third location?
Yeah.
Right?
It's like we started the gym when I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
And they're like, you had a business by the time you're 24? I'm like, no, I only had a business by the time I was 24. It's like, that's the way I look at it. It's like, I could have had a business when I was 18 out of high school, you know, and like, but it's like, I didn't.
Comparison is a thief of joy.
I love that term or that saying so much.
It comes up all the time in my life, and it truly is. Like, you know,
So
especially for me, and being a business owner and like growing a real estate portfolio is my main objective. It's just my passion. It's what I love. But like 90% of the people I talk to that own real estate are double my age.
yeah, dude.
And you know, you look at them, and you know, they might have like a little bit more property than us, and they're doing really well for themselves.
Hi,
but
buddy.
it's like, hold on, you know, people are still in college, like just getting out of college when they're 27, like, you know, just getting started in life, and so
Some people spend their whole life trying to figure it out.
It's easy to take things for granted. I don't know why.
I'm really guilty of it, but it's just, you know, one of those things, just step back, smell the roses, and be thankful for what you have. And, you know, this is a thing, like my wife sent me a message a couple days ago, and she's like, well, we have a problem. And the first thing I think of is, oh no, like something went wrong, something happened to her, something went wrong with the dogs, whatever. And so like I rushed to my phone really quick, and I had this like sinking feeling in my stomach. And then it was just like something tiny, like it was something to do with like a paint color for the house or whatever that, you know, I'm just like, hey, like, oh, like a paintbrush. We didn't have paint. Our paintbrushes dried out, I think is what it was. And she's like, so I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't trim up the bathroom paint. I'm just gonna have to roll it, and we'll have to go back and cut in the trim later. And I'm like, hey, that's not a problem.
No.
I'm like, that is that. And she's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, I'm not upset about that. Like, you didn't. You would, you know, I've had paintbrushes dry out. Like, it's just like that's such a minute thing for me to worry about. And you know, the only thing at the end of the day, the only thing I care about is like, she's healthy, she's happy, the dogs are happy and healthy, I'm healthy, and like everything else will just kind of fall in line. Yeah. So that's not a problem. That's just you know, there's an easy solution. You can go to Ace Hardware downtown Independence. Shout out to them, one of my favorite stores in Independence.
I love that store, dude. I would walk around.
Brad and Kelly did such good things with that place.
They're great people too.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I could walk around there for hours.
Same, yeah. But like, so you know, it was super easy fix. Like I just went there and I bought two $17 per day paintbrushes, and you know, we got it all finished up yesterday, and it looks beautiful in the brand new paint color.
Different paint scheme.
Stop it. So yeah. So I think that's the third or fourth time we painted that bathroom since we lived in this house.
Good thing it's not a massive bathroom.
Yeah, that's just a little small like main bathroom.
Only one more to go, right?
Yeah, our master bathroom's bigger. So.
But yeah, to bring that back just a little bit, like Seth Chris owns Action Sledge Companies. He shout out to them because they're like one of the sickest brands out there. Huge role model of mine. I've always watched him, but pretty sick.
Shoot, I don't have any more.
And Bob, he's always done great on their labeling and everything, and it's just cool. Anyway, Seth Chris said it best, like, you don't have problems, just more work to do.
Yeah.
Like a problem is when Sarah's down in the hospital, and you know, that's a problem.
Getting a false cancer,
right.
You know,
like if this whole thing tipped over and smashed and there was just energy drinks over, it'd be terrible. But that's not a problem. Like it's just got more work to do. Like,
a couple $1,000 get your fridge.
Move on. You know, it's materialistic items that they just don't matter.
Does not matter.
You know, so.
Worst case scenario, if we had enough damage, we could just file insurance claims.
Yeah.
I already had, you know, I'm used to filing insurance claims, you know. Anyways,
yeah, your house has pretty much been through a tornado in the last.
Literally a tornado, and then an entire flood from a water line blowing up and flooding my entire house last summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we lived. Looking back on that whole scenario, both scenarios, like, I like that windstorm, which was actually like a small tornado that just came through and like wrecked the whole outside my house. Literally, I called like a roofing company in town. They patched the roof for like $90 the next day.
Really?
And I looked at Sarah and I'm like, we'll deal with the rest of this when we get back from Minneapolis after my pro show.
Yeah.
And she was totally cool with it. She's like, yeah, all good. Like there's nothing we can do right now. It's almost the weekend. No one's gonna be working anyways. And then our wire line blows up in the haste of everything, dude. In the haste of everything, like trying to shut off the water, I accidentally opened up a gas line because I'm an idiot. And she's just like, it smells like gas in here. I'm like, would that really be such a bad thing right now?
Boom.
Yeah, should have just taken the dogs and lit a candle and just like been done with it. But sorry, what were we gonna say?
Nothing.
Yeah. Hi, buddy.
Let's do it, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, pre-workout smacking me.
Oh,
so
yeah. I'm empty.
You're empty.
I gave us a second shot today.
Yeah, how is it?
Hostile, sour gummy, and
you know this is
it.
This is supposed to be at the beginning of a video, but we do have some new pre-workouts. We have some single serves, so the Hostile supplements. It's been one of my favorite brands for a couple of years. We just don't carry a lot of the products. It just don't move fast enough, and we have to order such a high quantity or volume from the company when we get directly from them. We don't carry as much as we used to, but one of our distributors, Muscle Foods, where we got the fridge from, carries them now, but they have single serving pre-workouts. So it's 300 milligrams of caffeine. It's got a fast release and a delayed release. It has a really, really good pump. The flavor sour gummy is actually phenomenal. I only ordered a case of this in. You got the last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we will be restocking this here soon. I'm going to try to get at least another flavor or two back in as well. Their flavors on these are really good. Their powder pre-workout, it's a little rough. It's got Pico 2 in it in the powdered version. This does not, unfortunately, but I'm sure it's just kind of hard to get it in here and like not have it like settle to the bottom.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be as clear of a color. It'd be like a dirty, like a mud color. Yeah. Because Pico 2 is like mushroom blend. But yeah, basically, so like this tastes so much better than the powder. It hits pretty good. It hits fast.
I'm certain to get itchy.
Yeah.
But the first time I had it, I think I told Chris, I'm like, yeah, it's all right. I don't mind it. But I think I just brushed my teeth and then came in here and like drank it, and then I'm like, kind of weird taste. But I just had that, and that's great. I don't
judge a pre-workout by the taste. I think that comes from us being a little bit older than some of the younger generations. Like when I was getting into working out, there was like 2 or 3 flavors available. It was like blue raspberry, fruit punch, or grape.
Right.
And I am so burnt out on those 3 flavors. Like I mean, to me, like I'm just used to like pre-workout being like curdling and like protein powder being chalky and chunky and things. You young kids now have it so good.
No
you don't
idea.
even know. Yeah.
Like, that actually brought back memories because I can just remember just drinking that chalk.
I remember getting Eno Explode from Rex at Jessup Gym.
Yep.
And I looked at the label and it's like, do not shake, mix with a fork, and then keep between these temperatures. And I'm just like, what the heck is this stuff? Like,
the good shit.
I couldn't take it. It wrecked me.
Yeah.
He gave me a free sample of a pre-workout called 1MR, One More Rep. I don't know if they're even around anymore. Will you stop eating your Frisbee?
Yeah, he always had so much.
He gave me a sample of it. And I remember I went to the gym and I mixed up at home and drank it. And I got to the gym. I got like one set in and I'm like, I don't know. Something is going to come out of me and I don't know what direction it's going to come out of. And I ran to the bathroom. And I was able to, hold it in. And I ended up just going home. Like I couldn't even finish my workout. I was like sick the rest of the night.
Yeah.
It's not Rex's fault by any means. I didn't have the tolerance for that kind of a pre-workout.
Yeah, they made shit different back in the day.
Yeah, they had a lot of other ingredients that they're not allowed to put in their pre-workouts now.
Yeah. Which is because who like makes sure that is it the Food and Drug?
No, because none of these are actually.
Right. So like, but why did they just make some of the ingredients not legal?
Yeah. The FDA will ban some of the ingredients, but they're not FDA regulated.
Aren't these like all technically like
they're supplements. So they're not considered food products, so they're not actually FDA regulated.
Gotcha.
So, but the Food and Drug Administration will go in and crack down on like some of the companies and like, especially if they're not meeting label claims. So that's why it's good to buy products like from us that are all third-party tested, and you know you have someone that actually cares and researches the products as well. Because anything that's in this store, I would put in my body. If I wouldn't put it in my body, I will not carry it on my store shelves. That's first and foremost the most important thing for me is quality. So, but yeah.
Well, I'm itching.
Yeah, we need to go. I need to move.
It.
So I'll just sit here and talk all day. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching episode 4 of Morning Coffee Strength Cast, episode 6. I had a whole list of those questions I was going to ask you, like my icebreaker questions for new guests.
Yeah.
And like we just went on a rabbit hole of other stuff. And so maybe later this week, early next week.
That was good.
Yeah, we can cover those questions. So I appreciate the conversation.
That was a good one.
I think it lit a fire in my ass.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Say bye, pups. See you later.